Welcome to the Divine Feminines podcast and channel. I'm your host, Steph Desar, and in today's episode, we are talking Scorpio full moon lunar eclipse, 5th of May 2023, and it's also the 5th of May, which is the 5-5 portal. What big energy! We're already in eclipse season, we're already in Mercury Retrograde, and on the 1st of May, Pluto goes retrograde in Aquarius up until October. Lots is happening. So, if you want to find out about this energy, how best to navigate, what does this all mean, and how you can really just silver surf this like a G, then stay tuned to this episode. But before I get started, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. We're Divine Feminines on all major podcast platforms. That's Apple, Google, Spotify, and we're also available on Instagram and TikTok, and that's Divine Feminines with a Z at the end. While I can subscribe this channel, we've got everything for everyone: mind, body, soul empowerment, how to be your best self, divine masculine, divine feminine energies, and how to balance the two. And then we talk moon, we talk the astros, we talk moon manifestation, the cosmos, and all of that good stuff. And I cover portals, and in this video today we've got double whammy. We've got the 5-5 portal, and I'm going to explain what 5-5 means, and that's happening on the 5th of May. And we've also got this preneural, God, I can't say that, eclipse. So it's not a partial eclipse and it's not a total eclipse, but it's a preneural eclipse, lunar eclipse. So what is an eclipse? Well, in a lunar eclipse, the Earth, the Moon, and the Sun are all in alignment, and the Moon moves into the shadow of the Earth, so you cannot actually see the moon's light. Now, that's a total eclipse when you cannot see any of the moonlight. Partial, you can see part of it, and a preneural, it's less than partial, it's just somewhat. So this is actually a preneural eclipse, very similar to a partial, and still has as much impact as a total eclipse because, well, it's in the sign of Scorpio, and that already is quite intense, and it's a full moon, and we're in eclipse season, and it's the 5-5 portal. So let me break it down for you guys. I'm going to go through what this all means. I'm going to share some channeled messages that I pulled through tarot. I actually was on the move and totally forgot that I wanted to do this video. I was like, oh my gosh, but I had some tarot cards with me that I carry for my own personal use, for myself. Usually I'd use oracle cards, but the messages are coming through and this is meant to be like this, so we'll run with that. And I'll also give you some prompts for journaling and how to work with the energies. We'll talk about the retrogrades as well and just the context of what's happening. So first of all, it's the 5th of May 2023 at 1:34 p.m. EST or 8:34 a.m. UK time. Now, Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio sun. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto and partially ruled by Mars. Originally it was ruled by Mars, now ruled by Pluto, but a lot of Mars energy. Pluto is the planet of transformation, death, rebirth. Everyone gets a bit scared when they hear Scorpio. They think it's such a deep sign, it's so passionate. But actually, this is a number of eclipses that happen. So the Scorpio Taurus eclipses started back in sort of October 2021, and there was 7 eclipses or 7 series of these eclipses between solar and lunar. And this we're wrapping up October of this year. So look back to sort of that late 2021. When I think about then, I'm like, whoa, was that really happening in my life? So maybe some of you might say that, especially if you're a Scorpio or a Taurus, you may have experienced real significant change in your life, lots of shifts in your physical, like 3D reality, and also in your emotional state and how you see things and how you connect with your feelings, and sort of like what your fears were back then and what you're like now and what you will and won't accept. If you're also a Leo and an Aquarius, other fixed signs, you will feel this because this is a fixed sign blood moon, full moon in Scorpio. So you will feel this. So, but everyone's going to feel this regardless. Now, if you have Scorpio and Taurus placements, and Leo and Aquarius the placements, you might feel this even more. But definitely Scorpios and Tauruses are going to feel this even more. And actually, it's not a bad thing. Like, this is the time of like, a lot is shifting, and this is your transformational glow up moment. So people go, oh, eclipses, eclipses. A lot of you might be feeling really tired. I was feeling a bit tired before I was going to record this, and I was like, no, we're doing it. We're doing it today. It's got to be done. But eclipse season, historically, you know, back in the old days, everyone would rest. They would follow their body systems. And in this day and age, everyone's like, go, go, go. No, I've been resting. I actually had a busy week, but I made sure I pre-invested and pre-planned it and said, after my very busy week, I am absolutely going to go and rest. And I've been doing that. And I'm so grateful for it, because at the end of the day, I've got to thank myself for doing what I need to do. And we all need to take on that work. So coming back to the Scorpio full moon, when Scorpio is in a full moons are intense already with the eclipse energy and Scorpio. It's those feelings, it's those fears, it's going deep, deep within. Watery energy. It's about how we feel about stuff, and it's about being honest with ourselves about our fears and our feelings and allowing them to surface. That's one recommendation I will give. I'm like, don't just push it to the side, because you have a massive opportunity with this to release. Now, if you go back a couple of weeks, we started the first set of Aries and Libra eclipses, because those are taking off now. So we've got the Aries solar eclipse that happened a couple of weeks ago. And that was the beginning of what is guiding us towards our destiny, right? So solar eclipses in new moons are guiding us to our destiny in that sign. So whatever that was for you, and however you were kind of calling in that energy and whatever aligns. And this is a moment, it's more of a karmic release. It's more of a closure. It's more of a cycle ending. And if we let go and release, whether that's people, situations, emotions, fears, limiting beliefs, if we allow ourselves to remove that as much as possible, even decluttering around our spaces as well, allowing that space energetically and physically, if we do that, we are allowing more space and more momentum to move towards that destiny that we have been sort of guided towards through the new moon Aries solar eclipse. We are in the height of this eclipse season right now. The energy is quite potent. Things may have already been happening for you that have been signifying change. You could be feeling and experiencing the remnants of what is to come. Now, you may not see the full-blown change or new beginnings coming in, because we're kind of going, the new moon solar eclipse was bringing in that new beginning, or allowing it to sort of get underway. And this full moon is sort of like allowing things to be removed so we can go on that new beginning. So closing out the old, because in order to start the new, we must close out the old. So this is all helping us. So don't be afraid of this. At the end of the day, it's about being honest with yourself. If you can be honest with yourself about your feelings and about certain things and about maybe behaviors that you need to kind of just take accountability for, you will benefit so much from this energy and so much from the way things are aligning. You know, sometimes it's not easy. Yes, I'm not going to lie. Like when you have to look in the mirror and go, that was me, or I'm feeling this type of way, or I'm scared to commit to love because I've been let down before, or I'm concerned about moving in that next stage in my career, or taking my business out there and taking that leap, like putting in a big investment. Like, what if our ego really pushes us into a place of like, oh, but that happened before, and we can easily get stuck. But we can get ourselves out of our own way, and that is the way forward, right? Eclipse energy in itself is destiny. It's fated. The eclipses happen at moments when things that are meant to be are coming through, and it's a bigger energy that helps to shift things forward. So if you're not kind of showing that you are taking note of what you could be accountable for, then the eclipse energy will come in and kind of speed it up. And I've said that before. If you want to listen to the last new moon in Aries solar eclipse, definitely listen to it, because it will help you, because this energy is going to go on for another 6 months. If you look back to the last 6 months and notice how your life has changed or what's been happening, those are sort of those little sprinkles of like showing you what you're going towards already. And in these last couple of weeks, if there's been revelations, if not, they will be coming. You may make your own personal revelation through your own feelings, or you might actually just learn of revelations or secrets surfacing, or big things being announced. And even in that moment, it will be like, okay, wow. But allow things to unfold, because more will unfold in the next 6 to 12 months, actually. This energy can go on all the way until next year. So honestly, it's not over. This is what I'm saying. It's not over, but not in a bad way. It's like allowing ourselves to go with that flow. So 5-5 portal, 5, the 5th of May. I can't believe this is all happening on the same day. I actually had to say to myself, wait a minute, how come no one's talking about this? Because everyone's like, I've seen all of the astrologers. A lot of the time, though, you sometimes get a lot of astrology and those updates talking about the moon and the planets, but they don't talk about portals. And I like to talk about both, because this is supercharged energy. 5 means change, and it's change for the better. So if you're seeing the numbers 5, if you've been seeing 5s, then definitely that's a sign, those angel signs, angel numbers guiding you and telling you that change is coming. But really, this is a moment to activate what we really want in the change that we want to bring in our lives. And like, how amazing is this, that with the eclipse energy, we're allowed to eclipse out what we no longer need in terms of fears and limiting beliefs and old behaviors that are getting in the way of us moving forward and having that change. The portals, whenever there's like a double number portal, so 5-5, and we'll move into the 6-6 portal, it's a moment to, the veil is thin and we can manifest. Now, people say, oh, don't, do stuff with the eclipse energy, can be potent. We're always manifesting. We're always releasing. We're always doing this. It's always on. So around 5-5, I think the way I would use it is not really necessarily specifically a manifestation, but more of the using the portal to release. So activate and connect with that 5-5 portal, meditate, journal, use all of the energies, the full moon, the eclipse, and the 5-5 portal, to ask for the change and to release for the change to occur. So yeah, it's not necessarily setting intentions. It's almost going, these are the things that I identify with, and now I want to release them. Help me activate that release. I call on the 5-5 portal. I call on this eclipse energy to allow me to release that these things that no longer serve me, and allow me to now propel forward for, the growth, the expansion, the true love, the romance, the business, the success, the career growth. There's so much greatness that is going to be coming in. Now, let me talk about the Mercury Retrograde. We've been in it for a little bit now, just over a couple of weeks. And it's going to end around the 14th of May. I don't know about you guys. It hasn't been too heavy for me, but I definitely have had moments where, I can tell it's Mercury Retrograde, and it's not been, I guess I've practiced being calm. I am very centered. My inner peace is important. So when you're very stable and centered in yourself, things like Mercury Retrograde, you'll have an awareness of it and you'll go, oh, okay, I'm not going to let it get to me. It will kind of poke at you, and it can poke at you in different ways, but it's a great time for reflection, reevaluation, and review. So allow this time to review, and this is a great time to review and go, what do I need to release? It's in the sign of Taurus, our abundance, our finances, our stability. So again, being able to achieve all of those great goals in those areas, we can release. So we can use this retrograde energy to review, and then the eclipse to release. So hang in there, because this is all working in our favor. If we use this energy carefully and wisely and accountably, we can definitely align ourselves. Not long after that, so once Mercury goes direct, Jupiter goes into Taurus, and this is incredible. So if you can figure out where Taurus sits in your chart, Jupiter will only expand that. And this is very exciting times, because you can really bring in some major abundance. So wherever, Mercury retrograding into Taurus, whatever house Taurus is in, you're going to be evaluating and looking at that and releasing with the full moon. And if you do that correctly, when Mercury goes direct and Jupiter then jumps into Taurus, it's like, right, let's get going. Because we cleared out all of that shit. We've removed all of those limiting beliefs. We're very aware. We've got the higher perspective. We've got that bird's eye view. We know what we want. Now's the time to go for it. And that's a great time where things can manifest even more. Things are going to start to align even more. You're obviously maybe seeing some of those signs, but you'll see even more. Things will start moving faster. And it will feel like the second half of May is like boom, boom, boom in a great way. So use this time to just remove those emotions that no longer serve. Our emotions are great to understand. They are powerful. Emotions are not a weakness. They are the guidance to our center point of where we're at. And, yes, we are human. We are living this experience. We're souls that came to earth to understand emotions, to understand our ego, to understand all of this. So this is self-mastery in learning this. Now, Uranus is going to have an opposition to this full moon in Scorpio. So Uranus is all about innovation, a little bit of chaos and disruption, but all for the better. So wherever you're experiencing those things coming up to the surface, those deeper inner shadow feelings of Scorpio that come, anything also that you're passionate about, because if, Scorpio is a very passionate sign. It's a sign that can transmute any energy and can create, can manifest very powerfully because of the transmutation. So if you're able to identify with certain energies and transmute, then you can then manifest off the back of it, because we're here to also learn how to transmute energies, how to take dense energies into light energies and low vibration into high vibration. And when you can do that, again, this is the ability to manifest quite powerfully and magically. Now, Pluto will go retrograde in Aquarius as well. But coming back to Uranus, because I haven't finished that point, you might feel like things you might feel that things are like pushing you, or actually if you're on the right track and then you might not feel pushed, but you might see things around you being pushed in order to work into your favor, or in order for things to reveal the change and the things that need to happen. But you might actually feel a bit pushy, and that's fine. If you're feeling innovative, this is a time to actually speak up. This is a time to also take accountability, not for yourself, but also in other areas. If you need to surface with something and just kind of go, hey, this is where we're getting to build our confidence. The Mercury retrograde, these eclipses, it's removing all of the things that are stepping in our way, getting in our way of us being in our true authenticity, our power, and just going after what we want in alignment with our soul's purpose here on earth. Not just doing that for the greed. I'm always talking about that. I don't do these videos to say, okay, I'm going to just teach you how to make loads of money and just get all the nice materialistic things and live this beautifully rich and wealthy life. Yeah, you can have those things, but they mean nothing if you are not serving the earth. We've come here to create. We've come here to give to the earth. We've come here to heal and help others heal. We have a purpose. And when we actively connect with that purpose and we work through our purpose to help ourselves and others, then of course we can have a beautiful life. We have come to earth also to enjoy life and enjoy its beauty and everything. But it's with the right balance. It's with the right mix, because even the richest people that you might see on this earth, if they don't get that right, they will live, even if they've got loads of money around them, I don't care. They will go through quite dark nights of the souls. They'll go through really tough times. They might get quite stuck and you do see that. You do see some of these famous people, rich people that they're actually not very happy. They've got all of what they thought they wanted or what looks like would make them happy, but they're not because they haven't connected with their soul. So it doesn't matter if you've got all that stuff. And that's why it's important to really connect with what you are here for, what makes your soul light up, what fulfills your heart. And then when you start to pursue that, and then all these other nice things come in, they're just a bonus. Remember that. Remember that. Okay? So, Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. Aquarius is the rebel sign. Aquarius is like, I'm going to do it. I don't care. I'm going to stand in my truth. I'm going to be the one that needs to do what I need to do for me. Great with soul missions and soul purposes. Great for enlightenment. Great for the awakening of humanity. Pluto going retrograde there will do this in a very subtle and slow, like a natural way. So you may be feeling that you're getting a bit more bolder. You're getting even more rebellious in a good way, but you speak in your truth and it will help. This will help those shifts. This is happening until October. Until then, Pluto will go retrograde in or moved into Capricorn. And so structures and all of that stuff might come in and there might be some shifts there. So interesting times, but definitely take advantage of this energy. It starts May the 1st and all the way to October. So in terms of journal prompts for this full moon, lunar eclipse in Scorpio, when taking into account the retrograde and Pluto retrograde, Mercury retrograde, Pluto retrograde, I would ask you to write down, what fears do you have? What fears do you have when it comes to what you really want in your life? And then also ask yourself, do I really know what my purpose is? What makes me happy? And write down those emotions. And then what makes you happy in terms of what you're coming to do here on earth? And if you don't know what that is, then say it and admit it, because then you can start to, almost like accept that and then let go of this idea of that you thought you knew, but now you're asking to get the alignment to really get the clarity, because sometimes we carry a burden, and it was coming in my channel messages of not having the clarity. That can really weigh us down. So we're trying to work really hard on stuff, but we just haven't really allowed ourselves to align with our purpose, because we're not actually open to receive the message and to receive the alignment, to allow ourselves to flow. So if we're trying to constantly control, so the next one would be, where am I controlling things? And in terms of my feelings, where am I controlling certain feelings? Because when you try to control feelings, that's not good, because you may need to feel that and release it. So it's good to have, don't let your emotions get the best of you, of course. But when you can identify the emotions and you can confront them, you might need to cry, you might need to be angry. You release it and then you understand where you're going, because you're transmuting. That is the power of transmutation. And that's what we do in Scorpio energy. We transmute, we allow it to surface and then we clear it. But we do that. We don't just let it come up and then go, If you're on YouTube, you'll see this. If you're on Spotify, the other platforms, you won't see, but I'm almost doing this movement with my hand of something being raised up and then the other hand pushing it down because it's not allowing it to surface. So write down any feelings that make you feel a bit uncomfortable. Get clear with them. And when it comes to your goals or your aspirations around career, business, the type of future you want for yourself, your purpose, even when it comes to love, whether you're in a relationship or you want to meet the right person, write down those feelings. And maybe there's fears there and things that you might be concerned, like, oh, the last 5 relationships have been terrible. How do I know this one's going to be great? Just come to terms with it. Write it all down and just sit with it. And then kind of write down what you're going to release off the back of it. I'm going to release the idea that things, because things are always working out for me. Because I can receive the alignment. I can receive the messages. So journal through that. I don't want to tell you to prescribe it word for word, but I think that that is the best way to really help you come to terms with what you need to release. And to be honest, you can do it on the full moon. You can do it from now, from when you listen to this video. The energy is still very potent. And if you know what house your natal, for your natal chart, your Scorpio sits in, then this will be even more superpowered into that house. And you'll be able to really, by releasing any fears and any emotions in that house, for example, house 5, a lot of Scorpios, Scorpios will be experiencing that shift in house 5. You will, be able to release fears around your inner child, because it's the house of the inner child, even to do with children or wanting to have children, fears around romance and ideologies around love and, relationships and stuff like that. And then what you're allowing in is for the goodness to come in those areas. So this could be a really powerful time to actually bring in that true love, bring in the opportunity to have children, build a family, or to really heal that inner child. So that's just an example. Now I pulled some channel messages to end, and I used my tarot cards. And what was interesting is at the very back of the deck, I saw the 8 of Cups. And this is walking away. You walk. The idea is that you walk away from the 8 of Cups so you can go towards your 10 of Cups. Because you can actually have 10 of Cups, which is pure, total fulfillment, right? In every sense of form, emotional and spiritual and all of that good stuff. And even, materially. So walking away. So there's a real energy of just letting go. Walking away from that past. Leaving what was behind, whether it was past relationship situations, friends, whatever it was that might have brought you hurt, or you thought I was a failure then. It's okay, because you needed to go through all of that. And now you can walk towards your 10 of Cups. What I'm getting is a real sense of, working hard for that new opportunity to come in. And you have definitely been working hard, and it's going to pay off. But, you could have been holding on to that burden with the 10 of Wands in reverse and the Ace of Swords in reverse, where if you don't get clear, because with the Ace of Swords you get clarity. When it's in reverse, you're sort of lying to yourself, or you're not accepting the truth. And so that's a burden on yourself. So by getting the clarity, you can then release the burdens. And that's when I say to journal prompts. So journal. So you're definitely putting in that work. Yeah. And that's great. But in order for that work to really materialize into your dreams and what you really want, it's about getting clear with certain things that you might be holding down on yourself. There's an energy of like structures, contracts, things coming through, but the Hanged Man as well. So things might feel a bit still in this moment, where whether it's to do with work, structures, or a business, or even marriage contracts, even you might be getting divorced. There could be or even getting married, or coming up with a new, buying a new house, whatever it is. The energy of the Hanged Man is almost like stepping back and not making a move. You might feel like that right now, but Mercury is in retrograde, and it is a bit of a time of things might get a little bit delayed, but it doesn't mean that that's a bad thing. You can use this as a way to evaluate, to review, to make sure you're making the right decisions, to ask the right questions, to audit, to be a bit pedantic with the details. But this 9 of Cups did fly out over it. So your wish and your dreams will be fulfilled, whatever they are. So don't get, Mercury retrograde tests us. So funny. I was on stage at the World Retail Congress in Barcelona just recently, and big deal of an event, and I was so grateful to be speaking at it. I had a beautiful sage green Italian suit, and I had coffee spilt on me a couple of hours before. And when I say coffee, I mean the biggest stains. And I was like, oh my God, this is a brand new suit. Oh my God, what am I going to do? But I didn't even make that noise. I was just calm. I was like, this will figure itself out. And it did. I mean, I managed to get it off. The person that spilled it on me, bless them, they were hysterical. I was so calm. I was like, look, I'm the one that's going on stage. I'm calm. You might as well be calm. It is what it is. And that truly brought in great blessings for me because it was a spectacular event. And I felt so fulfilled. It's you know, I love public speaking. You know that I do these videos. But also in my career as well, I love public speaking. And I love to talk about innovations and all of that great stuff, and to connect with people on a bigger level and on a big stage. So that was just a great moment for me. But I was being tested. So, you know, just take a step back, remain calm. If you can remain calm, especially you water signs, because it being in Scorpio full moon, but everybody, if you can remain calm, you will really, you know, you really ride that wave well, and regardless, and it's coming in what you want. And it could be, you know, always be prepared that what comes in for you is sometimes, a lot of the times, way more than what you expected. If I could either do a whole episode or several episodes of things that were manifesting in my life that I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that manifested like that. I didn't even realise that that would happen like that. And then that like that. Oh my God. Do you know what I mean? So we've got the Empress in reverse with the Four of Wands. Now, this can mean several things. This can mean you do want children, but you haven't had them yet, and you really want that sort of stability. So that could be one thing. But what I'm really getting on an overall level is, you know, you have a lot of great ideas, and it's going to bring you massive abundance and stability and everything. Great creative ideas. You are abundant and fertile with these ideas, but you're feeling like, I haven't really been able to activate fully them, you know. But don't worry, because the stability, the abundance, whether that's even a union and all that great stuff coming together with a true love, all of that emotionally fulfilling great stuff, like going towards the 10 of Cups, this is great energy. With the Empress in reverse, it means that actually this is coming in and you're not even using your full potential. So imagine. But you will be able to use your full potential. Things are going to shift. But remember, there's a bit of a pause right now, and you're being asked to release, and things will shift and allow the movement for you to be able to do even more. So if you are trying to get a project off the ground or a new idea, definitely put the ideas together, but don't get too caught up in the fact that it needs to happen right now. Like I said, mid-May and onwards, it's easier times. I was even bringing this up at work, and someone was saying, my boss was saying, so I'm just going to say that we're not going to sign any contracts until mid-May because Steph said Mercury's in retrograde. I was like, yeah, well, if there's any, you know, questions around why certain things are not getting signed, you should say that. Anyway, so with that being said, I hope that this helps. And look, you can ride this wave so well. There's great times ahead, massively great times ahead. It's really exciting. I'm excited, and I'm excited for all of us. So with that being said, I'm going to love you and leave you, sending you peace, love, light, and abundance on this full moon in Scorpio, lunar eclipse, and the 5/5 portal. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.